What is up, everybody? Welcome to 3MIB Live Friday night. The summer of Otto is upon us. We are ready to go. We've got our good friends from Second Alarm going to join us tonight. We got me and Chin running the show. We've got great comic talk for the next 90 minutes. All right, everybody. So stay tuned. Huge announcement. A great event happening next week, which we can't wait to talk about. Plus, how the week's been going, recent reads. What are you watching on TV? What's going to happen? Let's go. Here we go. We're getting started. All right. It is Friday night. We are ready to go. I got my cast of nasties with me. We're not bringing you 3 men, but 4 men tonight. And we have our special guests from Second Alarm Comics. But first, I'm going to introduce my man Chinmo is over on that side. He was at a couple shows over the past weekend, went to a couple panels, talked to a couple people, flexed his muscle a little bit. So, Chin, how are you tonight? Good to see you.
I'm good. I'm hot, but I'm good.
That's it. Well, you got a flannel on, dude. It's 90 degrees.
Well, no. It's actually nice and cool. I actually have it so cold that I need the flannel.
Do you really?
My work's the same way. Everybody's like, "What are you wearing a long sleeve for?" I'm like, "My office is about like 40 degrees." So
right.
Gotta stay warm.
Down here in the grotto, it's hot. You can see the steam bubbling off the dome right now. The light. We're down here, so we're gonna bring on our special guests, which I can't. They've been on the show before. So from Connecticut, we love to support local. From Second Alarm Comics, we have Big Jim and Magic Mike joining us tonight. Gentlemen, how are you tonight?
We're doing great. Thanks, Otto. We love to join you tonight and hope to talk about some exciting things coming up.
Absolutely. I can't wait to do that and some things that you have planned and how the past weeks have been going. So this is how tonight's going to go. We are going to talk about a little bit of the swap. We're going to rehash that from your point of view, Jim. I can't wait to hear what you guys think about it. We're going to talk about the event that you have coming on the 30th. Plus, we're going to talk about some things that we got going on, plus some recent reads, state of the market. I can't wait to find out what you guys think about the stuff that I'm buying, because I'm buying all of them. When I say covers A, B, C, and D, because I don't want to miss out on it.
What do you mean, turtles over here?
What's that?
So what do you mean with the turtles over here?
Yeah, pretty much. I'm all over the place with this. You know what I mean? So that's going to be exciting. And then at 9:00, we have a massive announcement. We can't wait to tell you guys about that. We're going to talk about The Acolyte. We're going to talk about The Boys. We're going to talk about Game of Thrones. Who's watching what?
We're not going to spoil anything for anybody.
Yeah, no spoilers. Just give you our opinions up to this point. And I don't know. So if you're in the chat and we're talking about this, please don't spoil it for anybody. We want to give that to the people to watch it. So, Chin, we got a bunch of people that jumped in with us while I've been yapping. So you want to give them a couple shout outs?
Yeah, I suppose I can do that. Let me go ahead and scroll back up here to the top. First person in here, John Big Daddy Ross. What's going on, my friend? Second part, we got someone, Second Alarm Comics, I believe, is in here. Yeah. We got Gene Malo. What's happening? Benny Beans, man from Beantown. Discovery Bay. What's happening, my friend? Planet Mayhem. What's going on, Jesse? We got Kenneth Bird in the house. We got Cali Cat Comics. That's not one I recognize. Welcome. Thank you for joining. My chat is that I don't know. There actually may be more people, but my thing keeps going up and down. So I don't know what's happening.
Come on. You got control of this, dude. If you don't know what's happening, how am I supposed to know what's happening?
So if I missed you, please keep talking while I sort out my chat here now.
Oh my God, that's unbelievable.
Yeah.
All right. So you guys, just so you know, so you pay some bills. If you're watching this now or under rewind, please do all those things, like hit that like button. I mean, why wouldn't you like talking about comic books, upcoming events, and fun things? Hit the notification bell, because the summer of Otto is going to be crazy. So you don't know when there's going to be a live show, a pre-recorded show, and subscribe so you know about these videos, and leave a comment below. Were you at this event? Did you come to the swap? What would you like to see? What else do you have going on? So please leave a comment below. I read them all. I comment on them. It's just great to see the feedback that we get from everybody. So that's pretty much how this is going to go for the next 90 minutes. So
I'm gonna highlight this for a second, because if one of us or any of us just drop out, that's the reason why.
Yes, there are thunderstorms rolling right now.
Yeah,
through the northeast up here. So and if I just happen to, maybe that's why I can just leave. or whatever.
Yeah, it's
You know?
when Otto disappears, it's not that he's just going to the bathroom for the 10th time.
Don't tell me. He's telling me down the river, dude. My God.
It's his power.
Yes, that's it. That's it. So the last time we saw Second Alarm was at the 3MIB comic book swap. And
I saw him a couple, was it last 2 weekends ago?
Yes.
Oh, yes,
Yeah,
yes, absolutely. All right.
Yeah.
So we'll backtrack to that. That was the Comics and Coffee event.
That was, yep.
Which we're going to talk about too. So let's go back to the 3MIB swap. Jim and Mike, this was your third or fourth year there.
So third year setting up, fourth
Yep.
year that I've been there. I went there the year before.
Okay.
And, just a great time. Trying to represent the old school shirt here.
Yeah, I love it.
Kicking it back.
More than I do.
You know
really,
what's interesting is that it's a great show as somebody that likes to set up and do the shows because you have an all day crowd.
Yes.
And it's really unique in that way. So many of the shows, people buzz in and buzz out. They want to get there early, and it really starts to thin out early. What you guys have developed really coming from the community and kind of building it up as an event, people traveling from all over the tri-state area. They're coming from New Jersey, our buddy Nemesis Prime, and you got New York, Very Gary. You've got Massachusetts, Chinmo from up near Canada. You got the whole crew there from all around the Northeast. So it's great. Buzz Comics, it's great seeing such a widespread people descending on Connecticut and really putting it on the map for comics. Look, we all love Terrificon, but that's a different type of show. This is more about
thank you for sure.
Yeah.
So what I wanted to ask, and I asked this of all the vendors that were there, and I mean, did you do well sales wise? Because we want you guys to be happy, because without the vendors and we have no show. So how were your sales? Were they good, very good? What would you give it from like a Overstreet? Was it a VF plus? You know what I mean? Something like that.
Not a Portnoy pizza review here.
No, because you know what? I got an issue with Portnoy. I enjoy his videos. We'll get off a little side tangent. He does good, but like 8-1s, 8-2s, 8-3s, 7-1s, there's not enough delineation. You know what I mean? Like if we were going to do a CGC rating, that would be fine. So maybe Portnoy, if you're ever watching, you should switch it up a little bit.
Yeah, because he needs advice from us.
That's exactly. Listen to me, I know what I'm talking about. So, the 0.1s and the 0.2s doesn't really break it up, 0.5s, or even if we use the Overstreet guide, what I mean?
I like the CGC. I'm going to go.
Yeah, all right.
Great idea.
Yes.
And I'm going to go at one of my favorite grades in buying CGC. And if anybody's in the store, they know I'm really more about the raw dog and than the graded books.
Yes.
But I think there's great value. I love the 9.6. The 9.6 is a great place to be with CGC. I think so. So I'm going 9.6 with the comic swap.
I agree with you, because it's the exact same thing.
Yep.
Half the price.
Yep. And it was just like that, because we had great traffic all day long. As a matter of fact, some of our best sales were at the end of the show.
Yes, that's what we hope for. We hope for, because that means that those people have been there, hopefully, for the majority of the day. But more importantly, they have done their family responsibilities first thing in the morning, got that over with, and they know that they can come there later. You know what I mean? That's kind of how it all works. If not, if you didn't come with your families or however. But I love that idea. I love you for saying that, because I did get a little flack from one vendor, but he didn't understand how it worked. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. But thank you very much for acknowledging that. Yeah,
and I think people like to, at that show especially, walk around. They want to see who's got the books, especially if they're looking Silver Age or Bronze Age. They want to look, for that top condition book. We've got a huge selection of Silver Age, Bronze Age. We've got a lot of top condition product, and people come back to us. And so if you're bringing the right stuff, you're going to find the buyers 100%.
Mm-hmm.
I love it. You great display, great setup. It's awesome that you guys were there. So
I think every year we do a deal, whether it's me buying from you, you buying from me, or trading. Every year we do some kind of deal. It's great.
I bought from you.
Yep. Every year. It's awesome.
Yeah.
Were you guys able to swap it all? Were you guys able to do any trades that you can remember? Or
another massive trade this year.
Really?
And it's with our buddy Lunch Money Comics.
Yeah,
okay.
Mike was there, and he did a video on it. He picked up, I think, did he do 3 trades at this comic swap?
He did a couple. I know he did at least 2.
Yeah.
He did. It's all in this video. I can't remember exactly. I know the big one was with you guys.
So it was a Werewolf by Night 32.
Oh, that was
Yeah.
your book. Interesting.
Yes. And
Big
we had
book.
interest in that book all day long. People were taking a look at it. Hey, can I look in here? They wanted to see it. The book had not been pressed, cleaned, anything, and it was in
Okay.
great shape as it was.
Yep.
So I think he's sending it out. I'm really curious to see if he gets like that 7.5, 8. It did have a little bit of foxing and tanning on the back cover.
Okay.
Which will keep it down. But there was another swap we did. And so we've done a swap every year I've been there.
I love to hear that.
Yeah. So, I think I can't imagine there's anybody watching your channel that hasn't been to the 3 Minute Basement comic swap.
Right.
But if you haven't been, you need to get there.
Thank you. And it's a once-a-year event, so I mean, it's after Mother's Day, before Memorial Day. As long as your kid ain't graduated from college or high school, you should be there.
That's usually the only thing that ever really conflicts with it is graduation.
Yeah, absolutely. Right on. Awesome. So we got a bunch more people in the house.
Yeah,
Jason from Finestone Colors asks, any of
Darby's-
y'all going to? I am not, but I just spoke to Nemesis Prime a little while ago.
He'll be there.
And he's actually going there. And it seems like a really cool show. But not traveling this weekend. I've got parental
I
responsibility.
think our friends NRG are setting up down there as well.
Okay. Nice.
And then
There you go.
honestly, Gene, if I could, I absolutely would, because I've never actually been to Canada and I've always wanted to go. So
And what a great reason for a Comic-Con.
I would say
Gene
that-
Malo, love the
would
Space Coast logo.
Yeah.
Check that out.
and
Love
then,
that.
Look at that brand new logo.
Yeah, Broke Boy Comics just
Pop
added
in
that.
there.
That's great though, right there.
Yeah, well done with the logo, sir.
Yep, looks good. All right. So we had the 3 Men in the Basement comic book swap. And then as always, we love to support local. So our good friend Adam at Comics and Coffee hosted a mini con at his store in Deep River, Connecticut. And this was more of an outside venue kind of thing with tents and tables. I was not in attendance. Chin was there, and I think you guys from Second Alarm is. So I'll let you guys talk a little bit about it.
Yeah, I showed up with the aforementioned Nemesis Prime and our good buddy Biohazard, and first person we see is Jim right there, set up the tent right outside. First place we stopped at.
Yeah, Adam really hooked us up with a great location. Adam, if anybody has not been to what was the old Uncle Fred's Comics on Route 80, they're just up the road from us in Deep River, Connecticut. Adam has turned that into Comics and Coffee, and he has the coffee. Everything's live now. It's a great experience, and it's a wonderful place. It really is.
Jim, can I interrupt you 1 second?
Sure.
As it was when it was Uncle Fred's, okay? I remember being in there and saying to myself, this is not even like, there's no register, there's no internet, like there's no, like, this is more of a hoarding house.
I thought of it as, because I had only been there once before Adam.
When we tried to do a little crawl there, right?
And it was almost as if you were in a hoarder's attic that wasn't on like an attic level.
Yes.
And you were kind of afraid to move anything because you weren't sure if you were going to make it up from the pile that fell on you.
Yeah, but it was a true staple in Connecticut lore, right? And
I mean, it was the perfect place to dig.
Yes, absolutely. And Jim, you would agree with that. Like Uncle Fred's, like that's a shop that's buried. Like when you talk about Uncle Fred's, you know that you're a true collector. You're going after some deep stuff when you check that out, right?
That's hardcore. And you have to have, if you're going to go there and you have 10, 15 minutes to look at books, you're in the wrong place.
Yeah, thank you. Agreed.
He needed hours to dig through everything. I don't even think he knew what he had.
No.
There was so much. There's so much everywhere.
Right. But Adam has completely converted it at this point, you guys. I haven't been since. So if you're telling me there's a coffee set up now, that's awesome to hear.
He did a great job, kind of reorganized everything. He's got the nice new display case. He's got the whole coffee corner. It's looking nice in there.
Yeah, it was a good setup. I was by myself for the mini-con, so I really didn't get a chance to walk around as much as I'd like to. But it was a fun day. I'm hoping he does more because they've got a big lot. It was a perfect setup. He was very lucky. It landed on a beautiful day.
Yeah.
And you know, he had artists there. He had it was a real fun time.
Okay, parking, obviously free parking and free entry, right? Like that's
it was just walk in.
yeah,
and
just park and go in or park in the parking lot.
Yeah,
you know. So I want to talk about that. That's a huge deal right now, you guys. Like parking, like free parking is massive, and that's going to go on as we start talking. Because Chin, what did you pay for Boston Fan Expo? What did you just?
I went. So we're going to talk about it a little bit. But I went to Fan Expo just for a day. I went in Friday night, and don't get me wrong, it's it's a fine enough convention. But the Heinz Convention Center, inside it's decent, but my God, parking sucks. I paid and I paid on the cheap end too. I think I paid like $30
to park
for a couple hours.
Oh my God.
Yep. So I was like, oh, there's a good chunk, that's and it's not like that's a ton. I mean, you're in Boston, you're in a big city. I get it.
Right.
But like,
I get it.
When you're doing a con, like that's $30 you want to spend on something else.
Yes, you can get a good book out of that. You know what I mean? Like that's it. So I think you'll hear the ongoing story of free parking with a lot of the events that we host and the free entry and stuff like that. So
that's John Big Daddy Ross. Saw him last year. WickedCon was at the Heinz last year. They've now swapped. One's at the Seaport. They swap locations, but you get a little bit better parking around the Seaport. But Boston parking in general is not.
Yeah,
good.
I won't go to Rhode Island. Like Rhode Island, I have a huge issue with because last time I went and it was a few years ago, it was like $40. I'm like,
expensive down there.
Dude, I have like $40 and I still got to walk like a mile. Like, come on, I'm not cheap by any means.
I will
like,
say that is the one. That is
far.
the one decent thing about both Fan Expo and WickedCon. You're paying a little bit, but you're not walking 3 miles. You're walking at most a half a mile, and it's like indoors.
Yeah, we got our friend Jim O'Shea jumping in.
Oh,
Jim, good to see you, my friend.
Cool.
Yeah,
the worst. That one is the worst. Basically, you know what? Cons in big cities.
Yeah, except for Terrificon, which is free parking at Mohegan, but we'll talk about that later. All right.
Sure.
So the Comics and Coffee Minicon was a success for Second Alarm, then, right, guys?
Another great day. Yeah, absolutely.
Nice.
I want to go back to the comic swap just for 1 minute.
Yeah.
Because I was giving you the retailer perspective.
Yes.
But obviously, comic collector for years. Mike's a comic collector for years. I bought some things too, and
all right.
I had a great time. And Sean had some Treasury editions, Comic CT. It was there were things that I haven't seen or that never walk in the door here in the store.
Okay.
And it was wonderful. And Mike, I think, has a story to tell you about a Grail.
All right, Mike.
Yeah, I forgot the guy's name. He was next to us.
Hold on, Mike. Hold on, Magic Mike. We got to do something. If you're going to tell a good story, we got to get you in here the right way. All right. So I think this might be the first time you've been highlighted, but here you go, buddy.
Highlight this guy, man.
All right, Chin, you're in charge. I'm not touching nothing. All right. So Magic Mike is going to talk about a Grail that he picked up at the swap. All right, man.
So we're set up, as you know, we're in the middle of, and then there's Bob in front of us and people surrounding us. So there's a guy next to us. I can't remember his name. He's from New York, I think. And he had a bunch of slabs on his wall, and I noticed there was one that I really wanted, but I was like, okay, I'm gonna wait, pace it out, see what happens. Somebody buys it. Wasn't meant to be.
Good comic experience.
Yeah. So it gets to the end of the day, we're packing up, and he starts to take his stuff down. I said, I gotta go over there. I gotta ask him. So it was 8 8.0 CGC Batman 251.
Holy cow!
Nice book.
And I was like, he had 800 on it. And I'm like, I gotta try to work something out with him, because I want this book, and it was already cheap to begin with. So we haggled a little bit. Bottom line, I got it for $675, and I walked out.
Did you really?
Yeah, I had to have it. I was not going to pass this one up.
Yeah, deals happening. I love it. That's a great score, man.
And I'm a Batman guy as well, so that made it even more sweet. So
yeah, that's awesome.
Massive grade for that book, man. And the fact that you picked it up,
the key. The 8 was the key on that. So
really, is that your sweet spot right there for your Silver Age books or your keys, or that was
for a 1973 book?
Yes.
I mean, if it's any higher than that, it's going to be more outrageous money.
Good point. Exactly.
And that book last year was over 1,000. So
was it really?
It's definitely a much more of a buyer's market than it has been, and I find those Silver Age, especially DC, once you go past like a 4 or a 5.0, that price starts going and going, and understandably so. But it's tough to get them in those grades.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I've noticed that as well, and it's still continuing to this day.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
That's
Great,
awesome.
great.
That's a great pickup.
To piggyback off of Jim about from his retailer perspective, I'm the consumer perspective, but I noticed that all the dealers were, with everybody else and looking at what you got, and hey, I need that, hold that for me, or I'll pick it up later. That was the other part of this thing that makes it even better is there's no like a big competition. We're all like, hey, did you make money today? Oh, cool. You saw that book? It was just a big camaraderie of people that are interested in the hobby and interested in the whole process and are excited for everybody to do well. And that setup is wonderful. It's a great show. The energy is so positive there. So
thank you. That's kind of, that's why we love it there so much. And that's why on the back end of the scenes, which you guys don't see, it's insanity. But listen, if I got to handle this insanity and these guys got to deal with the insanity, and everybody has a great con and a great experience at a great location, then I'm all in on it. And like I've said, 12 hours after the swap, when I looked dead at Chinmo and said, I'm never doing this again. And he kind of rolled his eyes. And then next day after my batteries were charged, I go, so listen, for next year, he goes, stop. What did you just say? I go, for next year. He goes, 12 hours ago, you said you were never doing this.
Yeah, I'm at his house the next day. I was like, hey, we should do this. He's like, no. I'm not doing a show ever again. Not doing it. I was like, oh, okay. And the next day he starts talking. I'm like, so when I have ideas, no one's doing shows. You got ideas. We're back on track.
Yeah, no. Well, listen, your ideas will be great. I just needed to recharge the batteries and be like, okay, all right.
It's a lot of work. It is even like, I mean, we don't have like, it's not a giant show. I mean, it's a good size, but it's a lot of work.
Yeah. And you guys must know that because, you guys got something coming on, which we're going to talk about very, very soon, which I can't wait. But I want to give you an idea about this.
I mean, John, I'll be honest. You tried.
You tried.
You spread that wealth around, man. You bought a lot of great stuff that day.
He really did. He came loaded for bear. And he's also a huge sponsor. So thank you very much, John, for being such a great human being. And I just lost track. Oh, what I did want to say, and guys, to your point is for vendors, I think we had 35 vendors. Of those 35 vendors, 15 of them were vendors that don't set up at normal shows. And that is so much fun because that shows that books that are in people's collections are now coming to market. And it shows that, hey, listen, I don't want to say anybody, you can do this if you want to, and it's just how much you're willing to put into it, and I think that's a lot of fun. So I think it empowers people to say, hey, listen, you know what, maybe I can set up and it's not too much. And if I just got to do this and do that, and that's fun. So we love having not big vendors, but we love having the homegrown guys set up and bring stuff that they want to sell because, guys like, Uncle Frank and, Joe is just unbelievable, So
it's the perfect blend where you get guys like Second Alarm and Chain S, all these guys that have these awesome stores with this awesome product. And then you get the mix of these guys like, hey, I had this in a long box at home. Like, take a look. It's a perfect blend.
Yeah, it really is. And as we transition to the Fox and Comic Bazaar, I do want to give a shout out real quick to Sweet Gems. Sweet Gems was our Pedigree 10.0 mint sponsor for last year. And he also, at the karaoke afterwards, he looked right at me and he grabs my hand and he goes, I'm in for next year. I want to be the Pedigree sponsor again. So shout out to Sweet Gems for believing in what 3 Men in a Basement do. So I'm really excited for that, So we've got a lot of people in the chat right now, 17 people hanging out with us. So cheers, grab your beverage. The summer of Otto is upon us. We've got some fun things coming up. You've got a sale, an Independence Day sale.
That's another thing we do. So we started this last year, and look, 4th of July, Independence Day. Businesses are closed on Independence Day, obviously, but we said, wait a minute, we've got a lot of independent comics, and he's not here with us today, but Dylan, our other employee in the store, he said, why don't we do an Independence Day sale? meaning independent comics.
I like that. That's good.
And we said, let's run with it. So last year we had dollar books, we had fill a box, we did 50% off the independent titles, and it was just a huge turnout. Everybody loved it. So we're bringing it back. Absolutely.
Nice.
So the timing is going to work out really well because I know we're going to get to it in a bit.
We're going to talk to it in a second,
show. And then right after that, it goes into the next week. And we're hitting the Independence sale, and instead of doing it just one day this year, we're going to do I think 4 days that week.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a lot of fun. Last year we held back on a lot of the premium independent titles, so I would say Spawn, TMNT, and we're not holding back this year.
Okay.
So for those of you that love some of those independent comics and love those titles, we've got some great books, and they're going to be 50% off. So.
I've gone digging in those boxes. You're not lying. You got some awesome stuff in there.
Yeah, I mean, it starts with TMNT 2 and all the way up, and Spawn. We've got high numbers, triple digits. The 100s, the 200s. We've got a lot of that stuff. So variant covers. We've got loads of variant covers. Independents. They'll all be 50% off. So
awesome.
We've got some great book. One per stores, foil covers. Some great artists. So I think you're really going to enjoy it.
Yeah. You guys always have that. You always have that good mix of I guess ratio covers and variants that you just don't see. I think I have my. I think I got my TMNT 51. I think it was the 1 in 10, maybe the 1 in 25 from you guys, and I was like, "How is this just hanging out in a box? Like, this is awesome." Yeah.
I'm glad you said that. Hanging out in a box.
Yeah.
It's one thing you'll see a lot in our store. So we try to rotate the wall books. We don't load the wall books with all the $500 and up comics. We have those, we put them up there too, but we try to rotate it and bring down and highlight certain of those, high value comics. And the rest of the time, those books are in our boxes. They're in the short boxes. They're in there for the digging. So people say that all the time. They're like, "Hey, I'm going through ASM and I got a 252 here, or I've got a low double digit ASM just sitting here." X-Men 3 just sitting in the box. Hulk 102 just sitting in the box. So they're all there. Come in the store and dig through the boxes. So we used to have a thing. What was it? Digging through our shorts. So come dig through our shorts.
I love it. I love it. There you go. Yeah. Nice. So that's
no Hawk Tua style though.
Sounds cool. I'm not forgetting, but I visit New Haven fairly often. Yes, absolutely. So, and we've got Jason Finestone Colors. That's a great, please do. Awesome shop. But now we're going to backtrack a little bit. So we talked about the 4th, but let's really talk about next Sunday because I'm so excited because this is kind of like the culmination of the month of June for Otto. I love the month of June. By far, it is my favorite month. It is my birthday month. It's my wedding anniversary. It's the start of summer. School gets out. And now we're capping it off, the great month of June, which is it's technically the Friday night of the summer of Otto. Does that make sense to you guys? Like that's like total teacher talk when we talk about our vacation. So this is the month of June is the Friday night for the summer of Otto.
I get it. And June's Friday, July Saturday, August is Sunday. I get it.
It's going to come to an end. So enjoy your Sundays. But let me tell you, to wrap up the month of June, we are going to be in full effect, the Fox End Comic Bazaar, sponsored by you guys at Second Alarm. Free admission, 10 to 2, first thing in the morning. Enjoy it, 4 hours. Door prizes. Is it right next? I'm going to just keep this on for a couple of minutes just so everybody can see it. But Jim, this is adjacent to your physical location, right?
That's correct. That's the Center Stage Dance. It's right next to us. And they're pretty much vacant throughout the summer. So we said to them, "Hey, we'd love to run a comic show right on your dance floor." They got a nice big wide open space. It's a perfect location for it, and they were all about it. They said, "Yeah, that'd be great." So just don't destroy the floor,
Yeah, right. Exactly.
And plenty of free parking.
Yes, free admission. Big Dad John Ross wants to know. It's in North Branford, right? North Branford. Yes,
that's right. Yeah, we're on Route 80. We're on Route 80 in North Branford. It's Foxon Road.
Yeah.
And we're really equidistant from I-91. We're a few miles off of I-91, or if I-95 is easier, just hop off I-95 and
are we
make your way over
just,
here.
In my 95 corridor here, if you're coming up north, you know what I mean, from like Hartford, is it before New Haven or after New Haven? If you're going that way, you're before New Haven, right?
We're before New Haven.
Before New Haven. Yeah. Okay, just to give you an idea.
Yeah, you come down to exit 8 in New Haven. You get down into, well, technically the exit you get off is right at the northern tip of New Haven.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm really excited for this, and I know a lot of the guys are. And Uncle Frank jumping in right here. All right, we got Nigel in the house. Shout out to my man Nigel. I was supposed to meet up with Nigel the other night, but
tired, my friend. What's happening?
Yes, absolutely. But plans got changed. But Nigel's always a great guy. Always great hooking up with him, chopping it up with comics. So exit 8. So we really can't wait for that. And as far as that goes, free admission, free parking.
Free admission. And you were talking before about vendors, and that's exactly what we're looking to bring in here. We have vendors who have never set up before.
Perfect.
We have some well-established vendors who have boxes and boxes of maybe half-price keys, if you know who I'm referring to. And so we've got a wide selection of vendors. We also have other collectible vendors coming in, including some toys and sports cards. So there's going to be a wide range in the building, and we're really looking forward to a great day. It'll be our first time doing it, so we'd love for you to come check it out. And free admission, free parking. It's going to be on a Sunday. Come on down.
No better way to spend a Sunday.
Yeah.
And also the store will be open as well. So.
Oh, all right. Really? Okay.
Perfect.
Yeah.
All right. So all hands on deck for second alarm, right?
Yeah. All that selection we were talking about is going to be wide open in here. We'll be running some specials that day too, of course.
All right. You and your toys and your figures. Chin, don't they got a bunch of Star Wars figures you've been after for a while?
I did.
Did you buy that Dash Rendar yet? Are you still holding off on that one?
No, I think you still have the Outrider. I think
the Outrider. That's what I'm talking about. Look at this. Look at that.
Quite the wall. Quite the wall.
Oh, I love it. I love it. Keep going, brother.
I think I did buy a Tauntaun last time I was down there, though.
Did you? Look at the long boxes, the figures. This is where I got my 1-in-1000 from my G Gray 1-in-1000.
Yeah, that X-Men.
Those crazy variants. It's awesome.
And then talk about this. When I bought my Wolverine 1 from you guys raw, because I was going to have I had Joe Rubenstein remark it. It was signed by Claremont on the inside page.
Yeah, right on the index page. Yeah.
Talk about meant to be. So I mean, this is great. I'm really excited.
That book couldn't have gone to anybody more important than you.
Thank you. Chip might disagree, but I appreciate that. But I do want to say that I know, many people know that it's a lot of effort to host something like this. And if we build it, they will come, but it's very difficult. And I think not to hamper on what has happened and the loss of, one of our good IG comic book community members, but I challenge each and every one of you who have watched my videos, who have watched my videos now, if you have the time to come to one of these events, and if you say an hour and a half is too long, 2 hours is too long of a drive. Well, you know what? These events happen and a lot of people are there. And I challenge each and every one of you who are watching this video now and in a rewind to make the attempt to come to these shows, because it is about the comic books and what you're digging for, but it's the interactions that you're having with the person next to you, the person you've commented with, the person that you've shared a comment with. And you never know when those people won't be around anymore, but I'm not, that's not where I'm going with, but I challenge each and every one of you to show up at all these events, because I guarantee you're going to have great memories, and that is priceless. That's my point. And I hope I'm saying that the right way, you guys. Yeah, so I challenge each and every one of you to show up.
I say it all the time.
I want to add one thing, because it's something we hear about in the store all the time. People love coming in the store and talking about comic books. Yes. They want to talk about their favorite artists. They want to talk about, their favorite writers, storylines, things from 10 years ago, things from 10 days ago. And in the world at large, not everybody loves comics, but being able to be in that space with people that are like-minded, that love comics. Look, our good buddy Higgy Pop. I don't know if any of you guys have seen the Higgy Pop YouTube channel. but he's a local guy. He drew this for us. He's a good artist.
I love it.
That's awesome.
But he loves talking comics. That's what we love in the store, and that's what we love to see at the shows. You're exactly right, Otto. You know, come on out and be with your people that love talking comics.
Yeah.
Yep.
And
I always say it's fun, like going, digging for comics and stuff like that. I don't drive 2 hours for that. I can do that 10 minutes down the road. I drive the 2 hours to hang out with,
that would
I guess Otto, but no, I love seeing everybody down there. It's fun. You get to, like you said, you talk with people about this that have the same interests as you, whether you agree on something or you don't. It's a fun time, and you get the comics are like that cherry on top of the sundae kind of thing, Yep. You can't beat out. Like, I'm driving 2 hours for this. Could I just drive 10 minutes down the road and dig my LCS? Absolutely, but I'm going down to hang out with some friends.
Yeah. I love it. I love it.
Meet people.
So Jim, kudos to you for putting on this event, you and Mike and your whole team at Second Alarm. We really can't wait for that. That's awesome. But Uncle Frank says every time, is Uncle Frank a frequent there? He's a little bit of a, he's all over the place, Uncle Frank. He's at
Heroes. It has to do with his assignment.
Yes, exactly. His assignment, like G.I. Joe's assignment. Like, he just happens to be there digging through your boxes, So I get it.
Frank's going to be careful when he digs. Like Friday night, I guarantee you the shirt Frank's wearing is no cheaper than $300.
No, of course not.
When he goes digging, you can't get that stuff dirty. You got to dress appropriately.
Absolutely. And I know he was out with Ev, his significant other. He's probably got the haircut today. And don't worry, next weekend when you see him, he'll be dressed to impress for digging through some comic books. We know that. So, oh my God. So almost 40 minutes of talking great comic books with some good friends. And we've made some major announcements. We're 20 minutes away from a huge announcement, but let's talk about some comic books and some things that we have been collecting. And I'll talk to you guys a little bit about what I've been reading. And I've been all in on Dynamite and IDW stuff. And I would love to hear from a retailer standpoint what's selling and what people are going after. So, for those of you guys don't know, I am all in. Can I get a highlight, Chin? Really? I'm about to go on my monologue. Can I get a highlight?
Oh, jeez.
Highlight this guy, man.
All right, here we go. All right, so here's the auto monologue. I'm all in on this Energon Universe. I love it. And all it took was Nemesis Prime and MegaCon to say, you know about this new story between Cobra Commander and Duke? I go, no. Spoiler alert, in Cobra Commander, he goes, do you want to know what's happening? And I'm like, I guess. And he goes, Cobra Commander has Megatron captive, and he's making all his weapons from there. And Duke found Starscream, and I go, okay, that's all I need to know. That's all I need to know. I left MegaCon. I went to Heroes and Hitters, and I go, I want them all. Give me the ABC covers. I want this cover. I want this cover. I want that cover. Maybe it's because I'm in like this G.I. Joe mode, this Transformer mode, where I've kind of, you can only buy big comic book keys, but I also still love collecting. So I've kind of jumped into that. And so I started reading Cobra Commander and Duke. And I bought every cover possible. And they were going on 3rd, 4th, 5th prints. I'm like, just give them to me all, So I was enjoying them. And let me know in the chat, you guys, if you're reading any of those. Do you plan on reading those? Chin, are you reading any of those?
I'm not a huge G.I. Joe Transformers guy. I mean,
right,
I enjoy
thank
it.
you for
like
listening.
It, but I'm a TMNT guy. I'm reading TMNT.
Yeah, I know you are.
Yeah.
And I'm sure we'll get to that at some point. But so we just finished, and it was very interesting because I listened to Manimal on the Comic-Con podcast, and we kind of went back and forth about what can you do in 6 issues. And he's like, well, you really can't make something too bad in 6 issues. And all right, you should get that Monster Warrior. Love it, dude. Go after that. And he was like, pretty much, how much damage can you do in 6 issues? And I'm like, well, if you're watching The Acolyte right now, you can do a lot. But I was just waiting for Chin to knock me out.
I'm not saying anything. I'm going to be nice tonight. I'm not going to kick anybody out.
All right.
We're going to.
So
we'll see what happens.
Yeah, right. You're going to kick me out in like 30 seconds. Anyway,
no.
So we just finished.
I'm not going to kick you out in 30 seconds. Come on.
Okay. So we just finished Duke and Cobra Commander. All right. So Duke just finished. Cobra Commander just finished. Duke came out first. Cobra Commander followed along. the way they did this was, Jim, they did every 2 weeks. It was Duke and then Cobra Commander, right, guys?
Great scheduling. They did a killer job with this. And you know, anytime you have all that connective tissue of storylines bleeding in with each other and two major licensed properties, you know, that have iconic histories, just brilliant game plan. They executed well. You mentioned all the covers. Those later printings, they're doing, you know, character spotlight covers.
Yes.
Those later printings are selling very, very well.
And I'm buying them. So yes,
Yeah.
I'm buying them because they're awesome. So what I'm going to tell you guys, you know, from my opinion, I enjoyed Cobra Commander more than I did Duke. If I was going to give you a CGC rating as far as writing, cohesiveness, and enjoyment, I was a definite 9. I can't give it a karate chop. I don't want to give it a karate chop just yet because I've got to see, but I would give it a hard 9.6.
So a karate
as
kick.
far as, yeah, karate kick. Duke, I would give a 9.22. And that was thoroughly enjoyable only because the Energon wasn't as prevalent in the Duke story as it was in the Cobra Commander story. Now, when I tell you that, who was the writer?
While you're talking, Otto, I'm just gonna highlight Second Alarm here again because he was holding something up for someone in our chat.
Yeah, Monster Warrior mentioned he was looking
gonna
for
throw that out there.
Holy Christmas! Look at this.
Just wanted to
all right,
deliver with the goods.
There you go.
So,
shoot him a message
we'll
on
see you soon,
IG.
Monster Warrior.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that. You never know what you're going to find right here. This is great, dude. I love this. But what was so unique in these two storylines is that you had the line in the sand. The line must be drawn here, no further, right? It's a great Star Trek reference. Line must be drawn here, no further. On this side, you had Cobra Commander, you had Cobra La, you had the Dreadnoughts, and you had Energon. And those characters didn't intersect with what was happening with Duke, Starscream, Roadblock, Major Blood, and all those characters. So the writing on this was just perfect. And the plan that they had was just, I think it was drawn to fruition, if I'm saying that properly. And if you guys are reading these in the chat, let me know. Yes. Well, I'm going to talk about that in 30 seconds, but I just want to get Second Alarm's opinion on, were you ordering? All right. So I'm going to highlight you guys because I'm going off on a tangent right now. But anyway,
no, you don't.
Were you guys ordering more as it went on? Did you expect the Energon Universe to be like this? Can you, from a retailer's perspective, I know when I always spoke with Ages from Alaska, when the pull boxes got filled and people weren't buying, that was bad news. Mm-hmm. So how did you guys approach these books? You know what I mean? If we can talk about that from a retailer standpoint.
I'm just going to give you a 20-second overview. Retailers in general, and you're probably seeing this at all your shops, shelf copies are dwindling. We really don't want to be stuck with a whole lot of extra shelf copies. And it's just really for survival of the business. You talked a little bit earlier about little market downturns and
yep.
You know, you want to be smart business people. Void Rivals had a little pop when it first came out, and then it kind of tailed off.
Yes.
So the way this has built up and gained traction and gotten bigger definitely caught us a little bit short with some of those first titles
initially,
especially Duke,
yes.
because I think Duke hit first.
Duke hit first,
and you talked about the storyline. It didn't have quite as much capturing that combination or bringing in, you know, both universes together. And so as it's built, the later printings have been good because we've been able to bring people up to speed if they missed out. It's been selling very well, and we're excited for the next titles and what comes next. And they're not overdoing it, and that's what I like about this.
Yeah.
So Destro this week.
Yeah.
No, Destro and Scarlet, which I'm going to talk about in a couple of minutes. But I want to ask, have people been asking about back issues from, you know, the G1 Transformer series or the G.I. Joe Transformer series based on these books? Have you noticed that at all? I'm curious.
Absolutely, but I'm going to say G.I. Joe, we have a much tougher time keeping in stock.
Really?
The Transformers, what sells well, obviously the limited series, the first limited series. a couple key first appearances, and then
Dinobot.
later books later in the run.
Really?
GI Joe sells throughout.
Interesting. Okay. Interesting.
For those that go way back to GI Joe, they will remember the toughest book to get
2
was GI Joe number 2.
2. Yes.
Yep.
Because you didn't know what was going to go with
number
it.
1.
Yes.
I got my GI Joe number 2 in one of the comic packs. I'm sure it was a second print or something like that. You know,
I called a new. I didn't under. I was, if that was 1982-ish, maybe 1983, if not earlier. I was the 11, 12-year-old kid who would dial on his rotary phone the local newsstand and say, "Do you have GI Joe number 2 yet? Do you have G?" And I would call every day because I didn't understand it was a monthly thing. I couldn't fathom that. And this guy kept answering, who was the pharmacy owner, and he goes, "The comic books haven't come in yet." And I go, "Well, when do they come in?" He goes, "Every Monday." I go, "Okay." That's all I had to tell. Like, it was just me hunting after that book because they didn't know where it was going to go, you know? So true comic books historians right here, man. Good facts.
I never heard that story. That's great.
No, it was unbelievable. It was called the newsstand, and that was the only place I knew to get comic books. And I would call to find out when GI Joe number 2 was coming on because I bought number 1 at a flea market with my father, which is a whole other story. So, all right. But anyway,
I feel like I'm not I don't collect either of them, but I feel like as far as a reader / collector, I feel like Joe has the better run almost. It's a longer run. It's almost because Transformers, if you get in the run, I feel like for the most part you can fill it in relatively easily.
yeah.
I feel like Joe is a little bit more of a hunt, a little bit more of a challenge.
Especially that last issue, that flag issue. That's tough to come by. All right.
155, 255, or whatever it is.
I think 155-ish.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tough book to find, but you've got so many first appearances. You've got the silent issue. You've got all these things. So it's been a great run, and I've been enjoying it. So now we got the Comic Forge in the house. Shout out my man. Good to see you. Nikolai's coming in. Right now, this is what's out, and you can get both of these. The Destro is a regular cover. I think the Scarlet right here, which I love. This was one of my favorite covers. I think was the B cover. Now, I'm not going to spoil it for anybody, but to my surprise, I enjoyed the Scarlet more than the Destro. Okay. Now, I will tell you that I need to read the Destro again because Otto's attention span is very, very.
No.
Well, you're right. I know. Anyway, but when you get wordy into details about how this company is against this company and this political thing is happening here, I start to lose it. So I read it 1.5 times and I enjoyed it. But Scarlet has kicked ass from the beginning. Full on panels, a couple this is the assignment. This is what she's doing. And the fact that they're introducing specific characters on the right side and the left side by Destro and Scarlet, that those are the characters that you're going to be involved with. And there's such a library of characters that I am loving it. And I did enjoy Scarlet more than I did Destro. But I think by the end, if we talk in 8 weeks, I'll enjoy Destro more. But who knows? All right. And what have you guys seen? Have people been going after those as much as the Duke and Cobra Commander guys?
Well, it's the same people that pulled those titles are pulling the
good to know. Good to know. Okay. Yeah. All right.
They're definitely building it up 100%.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Good interest.
So then I went and bought this by Dynamite. And let me tell you, as a product of the 80s, Hanna-Barbera, the Herculoid Space Ghost, help me out, Jim. We're of the same age. Herculoid Space Ghost, Birdman, all those characters were something that you only caught if you could get Channel 11 up here in Connecticut, which you guys probably got down in New Haven, but we didn't get that up here often. And Space Ghost. So let me tell you, this isn't a Hickman book. You're going to read this book in 20 minutes. You're going to enjoy the panels, and you're going to say, this was pretty effing good, because this too was a lot of fun. And it's just a different take on it and the character that Space Ghost is. So I'm not going to spend a ton of time on it, but guys, for $5, for the price of my boy TiVo would say a McRib, go out and get this and enjoy it, because this is fun stuff. All right. And they also did Thundercats, which I don't have.
3 now, aren't they?
Thundercats are on like 3 or 4. And I did backdate the Thundercats. David Nakayama did a bunch of the Thundercats, and I'm buying those too. So you guys, I'm all in on these new comics. Sell me in.
But I can't get him to pick up a turtle book.
No, but I do have something that I have for the turtles. Right
yeah,
here.
I know what you have for the. I'm gonna kick you out for this one.
No, don't kick me out yet. Come on. Don't kick me out. So, gentlemen, as far as you guys, Thundercats, Space Ghost, same people buying the same things? Are they testing them out, testing the waters? What would you guys say?
Thundercats has done very well, very well.
Really?
Space Ghost, I think, is a little bit more niche, and for you, it hits just all the vibes for you. And Space Ghost, all that.
Oh yeah! Oh my God, the power bands.
Yeah, I think Thundercats a little bit stronger, but I'll say this: they've got to be Dynamite's got to be really careful. I know you love the variants, and there's a lot of good artists they're bringing on board.
Yeah,
so many covers.
They come real close to oversaturation.
Oh, really? Okay.
Covers. Yeah, and it makes it tough on us, the retailers, to really, there's a couple that are always going to be in demand.
Yes.
But you can't buy everything.
No. You can't buy everything, and you can't.
Well, and Space Ghost had the Berens cover, didn't it?
Yeah. There was a Berens cover for Space Ghost. Yeah.
That helps.
Was it?
Yeah.
All right.
Bjorn Berens. I love the Bjorn Berens stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with that, so I'll tell you I'm a novice when it comes to that. But the stuff that I've been getting, I've been buying the 1 or the 2s, but I've been enjoying it. I've been enjoying the rendition of it and how they're taking these characters and presenting them in a different way. Especially the ship, which I think is amazing, the power bands, and the art is really cool too, because you, as a kid with the Hanna-Barbera artwork, you saw, what the power bands could do, but there's this one panel where he just blows through an asteroid with the power bands, and you're like, oh, this is really good, and the history about him, whether he was a law enforcement person or how his planet got destroyed. And again, I'm going a little bit too far into it, but history that I want to know about, and the 12-year-old Otto wanted to know about. So I think it's good stuff. Uncle Frank says they might have jumped a shark on these variants.
They, I mean, like you guys said, they get a lot of awesome artists, and the covers are usually like all top notch. But when each book has 20 something covers,
look at what Gene Malo says right here. How about this, you guys?
Yeah, 26. Yeah, it's. I mean, I get it. Everybody does it for the number one, but their issues like, hey, it's issue number 8 is 15 covers. Like that's a lot. I can only imagine how it is for you guys, like picking and choosing. And
we have a lot of customers that really want their favorite artists, and you mentioned Nakayama or Peach Momoko or Scotty Young. They always want to come back and get those same artists. So we know when we see them on the order forms, we make sure we're covering that base.
And that's because you guys are a good store. I mean, my LCS does the same thing. He knows if there's a Kevin Eastman cover for like a random Marvel comic or something, he picks it up for me. You guys are a good business. That's the way to do it.
The thing with Dynamite too is a lot of those covers are very explicit, shall we say?
A little provocative sometimes.
So
yeah.
And a lot of virgin varieties, and so they have their own little niche, shall we say, to put it politely.
That makes it is definitely a niche way. But yeah, like 68 covers for gargoyles. It's a lot. But I get it.
Collect what you love. Collect what you love. Collect what you want. Yeah.
That's the way to do it. Yeah. Otto's not here, so I'm going to talk about turtles for a second. I'm gonna. Yeah, sorry. You can stay. He just sat back down. You can stay backstage for a minute. So Turtles #1 comes out. Is it next month? I think, if not I think sometime
very
July.
Soon. Yeah.
They just had the alpha, and again, they're doing 1,000 different covers between retailers and ratios and all that stuff. Is this something you guys are like ordering big on? A decent amount, or?
Yeah, we didn't go to the biggest levels. I'm leaving that for like the Midtown Comics and the real big guys.
Yeah, I think there's like a 1 in 500 or something like that. Some kind of crazy. Yeah. I was just curious because I'm curious. It's Jason Aaron, who I love, and I love Turtles.
It's gonna be great.
Yeah, I've heard some things, so I'm curious to see what they're gonna do, and I'm excited for it. Am I gonna buy all those covers? No effing way. Am I gonna buy a handful of them? Absolutely.
I'm expecting a lot of people are going to buy multiple covers because they're so good. I've seen all the artwork; they look great. I would give one tip for those, especially if you kind of border on that, collector spec person. You might want to. I'd be looking out for issue 2, 3, 4. That's where I'd be focusing on. To be quite honest with you.
So I heard. I don't know if I'm 100%. Issue 1 is like Leo, or sorry, Raph. 2 is Leo. The first 4 issues are focusing on each turtle, and they go from there. But once you get like usually past that first, like you said, that first issue or so, you start getting new characters. You start getting first appearance of this person, that person, or whatever happens. And you're absolutely right. But yeah, that is the one book series that my LCS. It's like, hey, I got cover A, I got the Eastman on cover B. He holds the 1 in 10s for me, kind of thing. So I'm excited for it.
The perfect alignment for us is when there's not that big drop off after number 1. If we can keep that momentum going and keep our orders consistent and we have that sell through, that's when we know, hey, this is a popular title. Very similar to what Otto was just talking about with the Energon Universe, and those have all sold through very well.
That's awesome.
So
Good. Yeah,
I'd love to see that with Turtles. That would be great.
Yeah, I'm hoping for it. I'm actually also very excited too because Jason Aaron's going to be a Terrificon, so I'm absolutely getting him to sign number 1, at least a couple of the covers. So I'm excited for it.
That's a good pro tip right there from Chinmo.
Yeah, I'll throw it out there right there. Jason Aaron, Terrificon. He'll be there.
Thor Books, the new right? Thor Books. Is that what he's going to do for you? Thor Books.
I mean, he does Thor. If you already got it.
Did I miss something? Was I not allowed in because we were talking Turtles?
Turtles. Yeah, no, but yeah, he's writing Turtles number 1. Alpha came out a couple weeks ago. He wrote that. It's like a prelude to it, and then his actual number 1 issue comes out sometime in July. So awesome. It's 9:00.
Yes, it is 9:00. Hold on. Right. I've got parental duties as I'm doing this right now. My God, you guys, it doesn't ever stop here in the grotto. You know what I mean? So Junior is texting me about a voided check. Anyway, all right. So we have been going for an hour. We want to be very respectful of Second Alarm and their time and the fact that they're still at their shop and they need to go home. And
well, let's really fast before we even move on. Let's recap. Next Sunday, June 30th, right here. Boom. June 10 to 2 in North Branford. It is free parking, free admission. You get a bunch of awesome dealers. You have Second Alarm. The shop is open. This just sounds like a good day to me. I don't know how else you want to spend a Sunday because this is like the perfect way to do it.
And when the show wraps up, there's rally caps right next door. So,
there you go.
If you need some refreshment.
There you go. Perfect.
Say it ain't so. I've never been there.
But yeah, next Sunday, June 30th, 10 to 2. Come down, hang out. Otto's going to be there. I'm going to be there. You guys are going to be there. We're going to have a handful of vendors. It's going to be an awesome time. I can't wait to hang out, dig through some comics, and have a good time.
Yeah, we're going to have a great time. Like you said, a lot of new vendors, people you haven't seen before, people bringing things out for the first time.
Yes.
We're actually bringing out a collection for that show for the first time. So,
awesome.
We get things.
You heard it here,
sometimes...
folks. Breaking news. It's new collection. Breaking news. Take this to heart.
And for Monster Warrior, we are going to have the GSX. We'll have a lot of books. So we're looking forward to see everybody out June 30th, 10 to 2. It's not a long show. 10 to 2, quick hit. Come on in, have some fun. Door
nice
prizes.
Nice afternoon. That's like the best. That's right there. It's the best.
Excellent. Thank you all so much for bringing us on and talking about this. Yeah.
Thanks for coming on. I can't wait. I'm excited you guys were able to come on. I'm excited for next Sunday.
I really look at me. I'm just so happy. I'm so happy to see my friends. I'm so happy to dig through comic books. I'm so happy to chop it up. But more importantly, I'm so happy I don't have to organize this. So thank you guys.
Just come and enjoy.
Just come and enjoy. That's it. And it'll be only a matter of time before Chinmo goes, shh. I get to.
I've only shushed you a few times, and to be fair,
it was well deserved.
You were very loud on a very small space.
I know. It's okay.
It wasn't a shush. It was more of like a hey, chill.
I'll agree with you on that. I agree with you on that. You know what I mean?
Let's not stifle all the enthusiasm either.
No, we can't wait. And trust me, as I talk about this all week long, and everything, you're going to hear this from me a dozen times over about Second Alarm and their big show on Sunday.
No, this deserves Otto shouting because I'm very excited for this.
Yes, Big Daddy John Ross. I hope you do, man. All you got to do is go straight from where you were out of Rhode Island. Just go straight.
Yeah, that's
It's
just head
that,
west, my
you know?
friend.
Yes, head west. I love it. And bring all your crew because it's always great to see you guys. So, my friends, thank you very much for joining us tonight on 3 Men in a Basement. And we can't wait to see you next. Chin, throw it up. Next Sunday.
Next Sunday, June 30th in North Branford.
Connecticut.
Be there. Yeah, Connecticut. I should say that.
Yeah, this was a lot of fun. Thank you, guys.
Yeah, thanks for coming on. It was awesome seeing you guys.
Our pleasure.
Right. Awesome. Good to see you guys. All right. We have a massive announcement coming up as soon as we transition over to our second hour. And we're going to do that by letting you guys know.
What do you got? What are you playing?
Well, we're going to let them know that we're sponsored by Spineworks. Our good friends at Spineworks, and they got some really cool things going on. And please follow Spineworks on IG and YouTube. And they just started their YouTube channel and see all the great things that they've done. So, Second Alarm, thank you very much for joining us tonight. It was our pleasure.
Good night, guys.
See you guys.
Perfect. Wow, that was a lot of fun.
That was great. I'm happy they came on. I'm pumped for next Sunday. I can't.
Yeah,
wait.
I really am too. You know what I mean? I just think it's organic. I just think it's going to be fun, and I think it's a great way to spend some money. So, Jim O'Shea, you too, man. Have a great weekend. Good friend of the channel. Good guy. So,
what's this announcement we have?
We have an announcement. I can't wait to talk about this. So we have something planned for July. And this has been a few, almost a year in the making because a friend of a friend, Ralph from Taste of Home, which is our food truck that always shows up at 3MIB Comic Book Swap.
So tasty.
So tasty, right? Introduced me to a great woman by the name of Rebecca. Rebecca runs a business in Hartford, which is 20 minutes from us. And
20 minutes from you.
20 minutes. Yes, I know. Well, 20 in Hartford. So we're gonna go with in Hartford.
Yeah.
Chin, I can't see let's see where my folders are.
Okay.
All missing.
Let me go ahead and take over this here.
Yeah, I don't know why I'm not seeing it here. Let's see.
Right here, little sky bar action.
Yeah, so just show their logo. So what we have planned at West Side Square, which is a food truck and marketplace, which is just an amazing place in Hartford, Connecticut on Farmington Avenue. And what we want to host for people in the comic book community on January or July 27th is a 3 Men in a Basement Comics and Collectibles Festival. All right. What does that mean? It means we're going to have comic books. We're going to have all types of collectibles. We're going to have an outside arena. We're going to have food trucks. We're going to give you free parking, free entry from 3 to 8. This is a very, very family-friendly event and location. And what I mean by that is there's open-air gazebos. There's cornhole. There's video games for the kids. This is a great afternoon.
There's a bar. It's a bunch of awesome stuff.
Yes. So if Chin shows the picture right now of the bar, just in case you guys want to indulge in the adult beverages, it's called the Sky Bar. It's a double-decker bus that they converted into a bar, and the top is the seating area, and that's where you can enjoy your beverages. More importantly, they'll have
big layout here.
Yes. Take a look at this.
It's an outdoor event. It's going to be super fun. We're going to have a handful of awesome vendors. It's free parking. I like to think we're going to hit all the C's. We're going to have comics. We're going to have collectibles. We're going to have cards. We're going to have cookies. We're going to have it all.
Yep. Oh, exactly. And perfect. Why couldn't I find it before? Oh my God. All right. So we want to invite everybody. everybody to this. We know that our friend Chris Herbert is having a show that morning down in Montville, Connecticut. So once you're done with that, head 91 north. Are we on this side of it? Head 91 north, stop off in Hartford, get some food, enjoy a beverage, maybe pick up some comic books or some collectibles. And we're going to be talking about this for the next month. And this is something that I really believe in. I mean, I really think that this is kind of be a great day. Oh, and because it's weather permitting, the rain date is the 28th.
That's Sunday. Yeah.
Sunday,
We're hoping for the best.
Go back to back on this.
Yeah. We're hoping for the best. It's going to be that weekend, no matter what. But yeah, it's a fun Saturday. We're all going to be hanging out. We're going to be, probably playing some cornhole, eating some tasty food. And we're going to, doing the same thing as well. We're going to be digging through comics, talking books. We're going to have, I believe we have comics. We'll have toys. We'll have possibly some awesome video games. We have some cool vintage clothing. We got some tasty cookies. We got a lot of awesome stuff.
A lot of different types of food. So I just want to let you know about the cornhole. All right. So this is from my friend Rebecca, who we will have eventually on the channel. She is a proprietor of West Side Square. So she wants everybody to know that it is very family friendly. It is 4-legged family friendly as well, which is very important, especially if you're an animal lover.
Bring those dogs.
They have tons of outdoor games. They have a pool table. They have Jenga. They have cornhole, ping pong, basketball, Connect Four, all on the yard game level, if I'm saying that correct, right?
Yeah, it's a bunch of fun yard games.
Yep. All right. So every day there's a cornhole challenge. If you beat Quan, who's Rebecca's husband, I believe. If you beat Quan, who I've seen throw a hole-in-one from pretty far away in cornhole, you can win a $100 bar tab. All right. So that is here.
I can hear Murph practicing cornhole right now.
Yeah, $100 bar tab if you beat Quan in cornhole. So if that's not motivation to show up for the day and bring your game, plus the food trucks, the delicious drinks, and the items that we're going to bring. And we always want you guys to know that we know this is 3 weeks before Terrificon. But we would love to see you before Terrificon and get together and break bread, have some good laughs. Yeah, come hang out. Right?
You want to buy some cool stuff? Awesome. But come hang out. Come say hi. Come if you've never been to an event before, come meet new people. Come hang out. People have the same interests as you. And what better place to do it? You're outside hanging out, some fun lawn games. Bring your family.
Bring the family for free.
Yeah,
this is
free parking, free entry.
When Cliff did his show on Friday, the Black Friday, I realized how many ways these are becoming family-friendly events.
Oh, yeah.
And when you don't have to pay for parking and you don't have to pay for entry and you bring everybody in, you can spend your money on other things. And please, now we are getting many vendors. Many of our vendors will be guys like me and Chin, Biohazard, Planet Mayhem. I believe Custodian Ken has told me he would like to set up. I believe
the stylish shirts of Uncle Frank will be there.
Uncle Frank will be setting up. Second Alarm is taking a tent. We do have some vintage clothes dealers, and I'll hopefully have a couple toy dealers for you guys. So again, it's outside. I love the idea of a festival. I did not think of that name.
I thought of a good name, and he expanded on it. It was a team.
Okay, did I? All right. But you came up with it because I was like, what are we going to call this? Like a fair? I didn't want to do that, but you know what I mean? I think
I almost went bizarre because it just fits on so many different levels.
Yeah, right, exactly. But we didn't want to, Second Alarm was doing the bizarre, so we got that.
No, it's going to be a fun. Think of it almost as we're going for a very collectible, almost like high-end flea market kind of thing, if you will.
Yes. Okay. Perfect. Right.
That's a good way to think.
Which is all inclusive.
Yep.
And we're doing, just so you guys know, we're doing 3 to 8. That's when they open up at 3, so there is no early birds or anything like that. And then, like I said, it's an open air event, and all these things are going to be there for you guys. So if you're watching this now or in the rewind, we have, I don't know, a month to tell you guys about it. And trust me, you will hear about it as the month goes on. And thank you very much to Rebecca and West Side Square for setting us up with this, because
it's gonna be a fun time.
Yeah.
And honestly, I'm someone that's like, hey, if it's outdoors, I'm a very Irish person, if you will, and I can't wait. So, bring the sunblock, have a fun time. I'm excited.
I mean, I think it's a great idea, and I think it's fun. And
there's going to be a bunch of tents. We got like 10 tents of vendors.
Yes,
or so.
10 tents, 10 8x10 or 10x10 spots. And we're filling those up with vendors.
There's a couple food trucks, the bar.
Yeah. There's a stage where DJ will be cranking some tunes. We'll have some giveaways and raffles.
Oh, absolutely. We'll be giving away stuff all day long.
All day long. So wow. So pretty excited for that, you guys, and stay tuned to 3MIB and all of our other socials to find out more information. But it's a comic book collectibles festival, 510 Farmington Avenue in Hartford. It's going to be a lot of fun. So can't wait. All right.
A lot happening.
All right.
Guy, unfortunately, I don't think we're going to be able to make that next week. It does look like a great show. Gary's setting up out there. I think it's White Plains. If you're in that area next weekend, that's going to be a fun time too.
All right, you guys. So 75 minutes. Let's talk about some pickups, dude. Chin, you went on the hunt, my man.
I've been so it's weird because if you've watched recently, I picked up a very big book at our swap.
Yes, monster.
Literally a monster. So now I'm at the point where there's a bunch of books on my want list, but I'm not quite sure, and it's a little dangerous because now I've gone to like a couple of little shows and stuff. And I'm like, oh no, I don't have that mentality. If I'm saving for this exact book, I'm gonna end up buying this and that. I've actually done pretty good though. But I've gone to a couple shows. I went into Boston Fan Expo last weekend. Maybe, it was last weekend.
Yeah, you were at a panel and I interrupted you, right?
Yeah, I was like, hey, I'm going to this. He's like, oh, cool, have fun. And he calls me. I'm like, I'm in the middle of the panel right now. I was like, oh,
middle of the panel, dude. You just called me 20 minutes ago.
Yeah, it was funny. But yeah, I went in Friday night. I went in the draw Fan Expo. If you're going for comics, probably not the show. They had a handful. Like our good buddy Re-Up was there set up. There was some comic vendors there with some deals, and I did buy a book, which I'll show in a minute. They pull in a lot of cool celebrities, art. They pull in a lot of great artists as well. So I was like, you know what? I went in for the day because the Clone Wars cast was going to be there, and I don't know if you guys know this about me, but I like Star Wars.
I don't believe it.
I was originally going to go because Tamora Morrison's going to be there, and he's the only live action Boba Fett I've never met, but he canceled very shortly before.
He did.
Yeah, unfortunately,
you never met Jeremy Bullock?
I met Jeremy Bullock.
Oh, you did. Okay, so
yeah. That's what Tamora Morrison's the only live action one I have not met.
Oh, okay.
Okay,
gotcha.
But I went in because I was like,
there.
The Clone Wars cast is going to be there, including D. Bradley Baker, who Captain Rex, the Bad Batch, one of my all-time favorite characters. If you've watched any cartoon in the past 30 years, you've heard this guy's voice, whether it's an animal grunting to Captain Rex to the goldfish on American Dad. He does voices for everything. But I had to get it for my display that I'm going to be setting up. I went with the Whitebeard Rex to me.
Oh, nice, dude.
Yeah, right there. Experience outranks everything. So I had to get that just personally for me. Did it with the Hondo back then. Now I got that. But the one thing, because I had money, I put it aside to meet Tamora. I was going to get the Boba Fett auto, but then he canceled. But then I was like, you know what? The rest of the cast is there, including Ashley Eckstein, who plays Ahsoka. And I've had an exclusive Ahsoka print for 5 years now.
Has it been 5 years?
Since
I didn't know you would. Yeah.
I went to Star Wars Celebration 2019 in Chicago. The season 7 Clone Wars panel. If you were in attendance in that panel, they gave you an exclusive print, and I was in there.
And you didn't lose it in 5 years.
No, I keep track of all my. I got stuff from 2010, my first celebration I ever went to.
I can't find stuff from last week.
But I was like, you know what? One of these days, I'm gonna get this signed because it just looked cool. And for years and years, I just had it. And I've been to shows where she's there, but I've always got other stuff going on. But it was just like the perfect combination. I'm like, you know what? I have it. So I can't say enough good things about both D. Bradley Baker and Ashley Eckstein. She takes her time to talk to each person. She signs everything. She's asked.
I've heard that from many people. Actually,
just absolute delight of a person. Her whole family is there. Like her niece and nephew were at the booth. Her sister was helping run it. She was phenomenal. Thought my name was hilarious, which I thought was great. But I'll say right now, she said it sounded like a Jedi. So that that's just going to build my confidence.
Look out of here! A Jedi calling you a Jedi name. Look at that.
It felt real good as a Star Wars fan. But
that's awesome.
Sign this exclusive print for me, which is just going to look awesome once I frame it.
Holy shit.
Yeah. Should even put the May the 4th.
And you've had that print for 5 years now? 5
2019.
years.
They handed it
doesn't
up.
look dinged up at all, dude. Oh my
I take care
God.
of my stuff.
You do. You take it. Yeah. Awesome.
But I've had that literally for 5 years. So you can actually get this like at her table, like her 8x10s, and like they're all shiny and stuff. But I even handed it to her. She's like, this one is much bigger than the one I have. And she's like, I'm pretty sure they only handed this out. I was like, yeah, at that panel, I was there.
No
so it was
way.
pretty cool. So we talked about that for a while and how much she loved that panel and the show. And so it was just really cool. So it ended up being a fun time. So I got that signed. It was awesome.
Nice.
And then I did pick up a book though. I bought one book. I was shopping around, and I am now one step closer on my Guardians collection. I got my first Ronin.
All right, Ronin right there.
Yep, guy gave me a little bit of a deal on it. It's probably like a 5 to a 6.0, which is perfect for me. So
new dealer, somebody you've dealt with before, a mask guy, or
so I forget his name. I've seen him before at a couple shows. He sets up at Terrificon. He's going to be set up at Terrificon again this year. He had a lot of awesome sets and stuff. But yeah, he had this on the wall. It was in good shape, and I was like, yeah, sure, I'll pick
Ronin,
this up.
Great book.
So it was a good one. And
Love
then very quickly, because we're just talking this, I'm going to let you show you stuff too. But the next day, I went to a show up at Hampton Beach because I didn't realize it was that show.
You don't stop.
It's a tiny show in a gymnasium. I rented the Spider Paul, which was great to see. He was there shopping away. But I go every year because every year I buy really, really well. I don't know if it's just like I get lucky with like great dollar bins or great toys or what it is, but every year. And I showed up a little late. I slept in and stuff, but I got up there and put it this way. I spent less than $100, and that includes the $5 to get in on everything I'm going to show you really quickly. I got first Static.
Holy shit.
Ignore these prices. They were just in bags here. I got another first Static still in the bag, different cover. I got an awesome Scotty Young cover of Chewie. Love it. Riding the Falcon there. I got a very high grade Sandman 21 first Delirium. I love the Sandman run. Love the show too.
Yeah.
I got Sandman number 25 for his Dead Boy Detectives. And then the big one, a very, very high grade first
Holy
Static.
cow.
Yeah, I was, for the price I paid for this, I was floored.
No way. Good for you. Good digging, man. See, look at that.
Yeah, it was not. Like I said, I paid less than $100 for everything, and so I was very, very happy that day.
Wow. All right.
Yeah, it was a good day.
Good hunting on you, man. You know.
I try. Try to have some fun with it. But no, it was good stuff. But yeah, so I've been digging. Also, just went up to Richard's, friend of the channel, for our crawl. Did some digging there, which
honey hole of honey holes.
You might, possibly if you come to July 27th, you might see some of the cool stuff that I didn't keep for myself because you got a lot of flash books that I'm keeping for myself, and I picked up some other stuff that I'm like, I'm gonna spread the wealth.
Love it.
Yeah.
All right. So great pickups. Great to hear. Let us know in the chat if you guys been hunting. Did you guys find anything? What have you picked up? I actually had, during the summer of Otto, I had Big Daddy's Day off, which I had no responsibility. I like to think I did, but
that sounds like a baby's day out, and I love it.
Yeah, Big Daddy's Day off. And I had some gift cards from my birthday, and I had some extra money in the pocket, which I worked hard for. So I was like, you know what? As close as I am to Manchester, Connecticut, where I live, I don't go enough. And I started going to retro junk. And then from retro junk, I started going to the grid games, and I can spend 4 hours in this, quarter-mile area talking comic books and collectibles. So had a little bit of a gift card from Nemesis Prime, and I picked up 2 Lego sets. One of them was this Batman, which I thought was pretty cool. And then they had this Wolverine, which I'm not a fan of. I get the articulation's a little odd. I had Zoe's Arena put it together. So it's, part of my 181 collection, but the claws are articulate. The hands are articulate. It's pretty cool. I expect the Batman.
You get a Lego set and you make your daughter build it?
Yeah, I don't have the patience for it. Absolutely. I make the kids do it. I don't put these together.
Why? It's so much fun.
No, I don't have the patience. I don't have the attention span.
You just.
I like to buy and then ogle over it.
You just flabbergast me.
You didn't know that? I'm not building any of these. Like 2,000 pieces. My God.
You know what? You have yourself a little, chewy thing with a certain, element in there, chemical.
No, I just rather have the kids do it. So now I have this because this was a Father's Day gift. Shout out to Zoe's Arena, Little Ev, actually Big Ev now at this point, and CR7 Chrissy. I gave him some money and I was like, for my birthday, I want you to buy me a Lego set. And they're like, what? And
that's pretty good.
Yes, you're right. The Great Games. Absolutely. Wait till you see the book I picked up at his store. Oh my God. High grade book. So I was like, just get me something Batman. You know what I mean? I collect Batman Legos. A few sets worn out, and I kind of set them up to let them kind of like figure it out. Like I didn't know what they were going to do, but they had to get me something. So they had to accomplish the mission. Okay. Whether it was buy dad a Batman set or whatever. And they had to figure it out. They had to problem solve, which is very difficult for many teenagers these days. Right.
You're not wrong with that.
For my birthday, I ended up with this really awesome, and I showed this before, X-Men 97 Wolverine's Adamantium Claws Lego set, and almost 600 pieces. I won't be putting this together.
But you're not even going to build it.
No, but it doesn't matter because I'm going to put it right here next to my Hulk 181. I'm going to put it over there. I will enjoy this as a toy, though. So there you go.
I mean, that's cool. But you make your daughter build.
But it doesn't matter. I'm not gunking it up. And I have gunked before, which I won't say that often. But anyway, no, it's part of the experience of it. So yeah.
Okay.
So actually, Everett or Chrissy will probably do this. I got to pay Zoe if I had to pay Zoe.
I would say Zoe get paid for the other one.
Oh, Zoe got paid for it. Trust me. Yeah. And Cristiano got paid Cash App. That's what Cristiano gets these days. Cash App. All right. So that was birthday. That was gift certificates from Retro Junk. And then I was like, all right, I want to go to the Grid Games. I know they've got some high grade X-Men books, stuff that I want to see. And it's a collectible store. It's a card game store. It's a magic store, but it's really secretly a comic book store that is just great to go in. And the owner is very knowledgeable. And him and I are probably of the same age group where we can talk about certain memories of comic books at the time. And just, it was great. So I thoroughly enjoyed the time that I spent. But I'm trying to get these X-Men books graded at a higher level, like my 94 through maybe 137. I'd like to have it like 9s or 9.2s or better. And I'm close to it. I'm doing well with it. But again, this is a 5-year process, right, Chin? I mean,
they've been at this for a while.
Yeah, I have been at this for a while. But I noticed that I didn't have an X-Men 97 high grade. And I remember he had one. So thanks. So I just picked this up, and it is the summer of Otto. So I got a great 20% discount. So thank you very much for it. And wall books, graded books, slabs. I mean, they're there. There's tons of stuff. And then this is going to get sent off to Spineworks, and I'm hoping 9.2, maybe 9.4. But you know what? I did this on my Instagram post the other day. I mean, brothers fight. I used to fight with my brothers like all the time. Like, this is a great cover. This is Dave Cockrum and Rich Buckler, just so you know. Both obviously have passed away. But again, slowly closing in on this high grade run, and hopefully send this out and see what it comes back at. So I've had a great week. You know what I mean? It's been a great summer of Otto. Good times.
Yeah, it sounds like it, other than the fact that you don't build Legos.
Oh, I know. Do we want to talk about the Acolyte and everything like that? I mean,
I will. We'll just, people will get pissed off no matter what we say. So
no matter what we say.
So I'm going to say right now is a great time to be a fan of TV in general. You got the Acolyte going. Right. The Boys is back. House of Dragon just started up. There's a lot. This is the time of year. Okay, he's just going pee. That's what Otto's going to the bathroom. So I'm just going to sit here and engage the chat here. So if you feel free to chime in here. I will wait for Otto to comment on House of Dragon because I have not watched the first episode yet. I've heard some stuff. I enjoyed the first season. Enjoyed Game of Thrones for the most part. So I'll be watching that soon. The Boys, I'm a little behind on. I have watched the first episode. I can't wait. I've heard some absolutely insane things about this week's episode. Can't wait to watch and get caught up with it. One of the best cast on TV for just in general. They kill it. The Acolyte I am caught up on. No shocker there. I'm a little surprised. I guess I'm not surprised, but so many people seem to think it's the just the worst thing to ever happen to. I don't even want to say just Star Wars, but just like TV almost. But a lot of people are hating on it big time, and I understand. Some things you don't like about it. I don't understand all the hate. So by all means, let me know what you're thinking on it. Is it my favorite thing they're doing so far? I don't know. It's not. It's not over yet. Do I hate it with a fiery passion? No. For the most part, I'm enjoying it. I think it's leading to a certain character that I've been saying for a long time, which I'm excited about. I'm not going to spoil. I don't want to spoil anything. Feel free to chat me up because I have a lot of theories and ideas on exactly what's happening with it. But I mean, cool new characters for the almost all brand new characters for the most part, of which I'm enjoying. I'm really enjoying Daphne Keene, who played X-23 Lara. She plays Jackie, one of the apprentices. She's great. She's probably my favorite.
Don't kick me out. Don't kick me out for coming back in.
Well, you kicked yourself out because you had to go pee. You have a small bladder.
I got the bladder of a 12-year-old.
No, but what do you? I mean, for the most part, I'm enjoying it. I know a lot of people are not, and they hate it with a fiery passion. But I'm digging it. I liked where the last episode left off. I can't wait to see what happens with it.
Yeah, but the last episode, it took that entire time to get to that point. If we can talk about the Acolyte now, I am okay.
No spoilers. No spoilers.
No spoilers. No, you're right. You're right. You're right. All right. So I mean, if you talk about episode 1, 2, 3, we're at 4. 3, I thought was the most introspective. It
added
a lot of dimension to it, and you had to be open-minded to the Star Wars universe, I think, in order to appreciate it. If you were narrow-minded and said this is not for me, then it's not for you. But you have to understand that let's use McDonald's. How I view McDonald's isn't the same way Chinmo views McDonald's, or how Bobby views McDonald's, or how Custodian Ken. I might say that I love the Big Mac, and that's the greatest thing at McDonald's. Chin, you might say what?
McNuggets are pretty good.
Yes. Uncle Frank might say that the apple pies are the best. But we know that's around us, and how we utilize that is different to every individual. Am I saying that correct?
Yeah, absolutely.
I think I am.
Yeah, no, I got you.
Right. And so that's what I enjoyed about it. I'm going to watch it through the end because I love Star Wars. Filet of fish is, yes, exactly. How he views his McDonald's and his McDonald's experience is on him,
Yeah.
So
I get what you say. I'm digging it. I think it's leading to a certain way, and I could be wrong. It could go a completely different way, but it's leading to something I think I was seeing from the beginning, even when they announced the time frame and stuff. And as a fan, I'm excited for more.
Was that Kaya Mundi? Was that like
in the credits? They do confirm. There's a little cameo, which
they say that's Kaya Mundi.
Yeah, everybody else is already up in arms about it, saying it's breaking canon and all.
No, it's not breaking canon because the canon came from a video game. So
yeah,
it's not breaking canon.
Yeah, people just like to argue, yell about.
Yeah, of course. Again,
but
this is
fun cameo. I thought.
Right.
That's not really a spoiler. That's just a background kind of thing.
No. That's it exactly. But I mean, I think, how am I saying this? I think though that how everybody is up in arms, it's because they all have a certain belief about how a certain thing should be, and that's not how everybody views that certain thing.
And I get it. I like the idea of passion. You get a lot of passion for your thing. I do too.
Yes, of course.
When you start ragging on other people for what they like, in whatever it is, whatever hobby, whatever it is, just I'm gonna say get the fuck out.
Get the fuck out. All right, close the door, dude. I'm not listening to you.
If you want to be passionate, have disagreement, I'm all for it. I'll talk to you about it. And you know what? Hey, maybe you absolutely can't stand this. And you think it's the worst thing ever, and you're done with Star Wars. Sorry to hear it. But okay, that's
all right.
that's
You do you,
your opinion.
homie.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm not trading in my lightsabers, my lunchbox.
Oh,
I know
yeah.
what the Force meant to me.
Yeah,
so
exactly. So
all right, awesome. So good. I'm glad we could have that discussion.
yeah. Well,
And
and there will be much more discussion on this probably towards the end of the show. If not before it ends, right as it ends, because I have a lot of opinions and thoughts on many things that I don't want to go into a ton of detail on.
yeah, no, I agree with you. All right. So then I'll talk about The Boys because I'm watching The Boys.
I'm one
right
episode
now.
in and I'm digging it. I mean,
You're digging it. Okay.
A friend of mine who I watched the show with, two of my friends, we watched the first episode together, and I just had a crazy week, so I hadn't been able to catch up. She texted me last night, and all she said was, Homelander is unhinged. And from that one sentence, I was like, oh man, I can't wait.
Yes, but I mean, here's my okay. So I am not all in yet on this season of The Boys.
Okay.
Because I think the shock factor, the gore factor, and the oh my god factor has gone the way of what else can you do here? You know what I mean? So I don't know. Like,
sorry to interrupt. Yes, Frank. Yes. Grandparenting right, my friend. I love it.
Yes, there you go. Look at that. The Jedi Uncle Frank, Uncle Tio, the Jedi Tio. So I have to have a much better story, I think, right now, than just more of the shock factor. Now, let me tell you, Homelander is a true villain, and I've always said you need a true villain to run a great story. So do I think Homelander is one of the best villains out there? Yes.
I still think Anthony Starr needs to win an Emmy. He just crushes that.
Yeah,
role.
He crushes it. And Butcher, who plays Billy Butcher, is one of my favorite actors of all time.
Carl Urban.
Carl Urban, by far, is the most underrated actor of my time.
He's in The Boys. He's in The Lord of the Rings. He's in Star Trek. He's in the Marvel Universe. He's in Judge Dredd. He kills everything.
He kills every role that he plays.
I say it all the time. He is arguably the most underrated actor in Hollywood.
Yeah, absolutely. So I do enjoy that. I enjoy the, it's just, I don't know. I've seen 3 seasons of it. I'm in. I'm going to watch it till the end, but give me something a little bit different and a little bit more of a, all right, that was really, really cool, other than Homelander blasting using his laser beams to destroy somebody or somebody ripping in half. But I get it. So I'm interested to see where it goes. Like there was a scene between the Deep and A-Train.
Chase Crawford is the guy that plays him. I mean,
who plays the Deep?
The Deep. And I said this earlier. Everybody on that show the cast just knocks it out of the park.
Yes.
But that character specifically is just so ridiculous and stupid. And
I can't believe he's lasted this long. I can't believe of all the characters, the Deep has lasted that long.
Because he plays it so well as that douchey. It's so well done.
Yeah, you're right about that. So I appreciate that. A-Train,
he's great.
He's a great character. Let me tell you something though, dude. That is not Mother's Milk. That is not the same actor that played Mother's Milk.
It is.
It can't be. It's impossible.
He lost some weight and he shaved.
I have a video of him back in the day when he did a shout out to 3MIB. You're telling me that's the same actor?
Shannon. Yeah, they actually even talk about it in the first episode. They make a comment how he kind of lost weight, but then he shaved his beard. That's
he's not recast.
No, it's him. He's the biggest thing.
I believe you. I believe you.
Weight,
but I feel like we're having.
That's why I don't shave. If I shaved my beard and came on here, you guys wouldn't even recognize me.
Could you imagine?
It'll happen one day. This thing's probably, I'm going to say within the year, this thing's gone.
No. Oh my God. Unbelievable. All right. So if you're telling me that's still Mother's Milk, then that's fine. I love the way they're doing that. I'll see the way it plays out, but again,
I'm waiting for, as a Supernatural fan, Eric Kripke, I'm waiting for Jared Padalecki to show up. We've gotten Jensen Ackles.
This is like the Supernatural reunion right
we
here.
Got Jensen Ackles.
So
we got Jeffrey Dean Morgan.
You know what? Can I pause on that? You know what? Yeah. I think Jeffrey Dean Morgan is like a Fight Club. I don't think he's real. I think Butcher is seeing him in his mind. He's hallucinating, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
I don't I think this is a total Fight Club thing between Brad when you know what I'm saying? So I don't think Jeffrey Dean Morgan is physically there. I think Billy Butcher is seeing that character in his brain. I don't know. Could be wrong.
Let me know what you guys think. I'll take that. But yeah, I'm waiting. Rob Benedict apparently shows up in this episode, who was on Supernatural. I forget his name, but the kid that played Jack was on Gen V. So I'm just Jared Padalecki is really the only
Wait
one.
till
We
they
need
show
now.
up with the car.
That's the last one we need is Jared Padalecki.
Yep, awesome.
Throw him in there
All
as
right.
a random soup or something.
Yeah, no, of course.
Yeah.
And well, look, the fact that we're talking about it means people are talking about it. You know?
Oh yeah, they've been saying it. Actually, it's funny because when they announced Supernatural was ending, I remember they announced it, and I was like, man, get them both on. But I was like, get Jensen Ackles on the boys. He fits it so perfectly. And then a month later at Comic-Con, they announced he's playing Soldier Boy, and I was like,
Soldier Boy, which is great. Who's in stasis right now, right? That's where he is.
Yeah,
Soldier
he's still around, which I hope
he's still
he shows
frozen.
up. Yeah, I hope he shows back up.
This is so politically incorrect.
Oh, that's what the whole show is. Yeah,
one of the greatest lines that he said was, "Oh man, this was like one of oh my god, I can't think of his name. Bill Crosby. No,
Bill Cosby. Yeah,
Bill Cosby. This was like one of Bill Cosby's parties. I don't remember anything that happened last night.
Yeah, he's like, Bill Cosby's America's dad, and he wouldn't be wearing that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
oh my god. Anyway, so then House of Dragon.
I'm not caught up. I've heard this season's off to at least a pretty good start.
Solid start. And they definitely did great with the aging of it. I enjoyed. There was a few great comments about this, the Stark house, about the wall, and really they focus a lot on the dragons, which I think was
what people want out of this.
Yes, exactly, dude. These giant flapping dragons that could and the different sizes of them and how they age and what they have to do.
That's cool.
And in the first episode, not that there was, I forgot what hall it was, whether it was Heron Hall or River Run, but they have the Scorpion, which are the giant America's Estranged Dad. Yeah, King of the Golden State, who went 2-0 last night on whatchamacallit. It was great to have him on the Cover Price channel in the chat. But so they're at Heron Hall. They've got the Scorpion. The Scorpion is a giant crossbow that they attack the dragons with. And the soldiers were there, and they could see the dragon coming in the distance. And they're like, man, the Scorpion. And they all go to man the Scorpion, and all the dragon does is just fly right by them and just go to wherever they have to go. And the fact that they're doing the different versions of them and talking about as they get older, how their bodies start to disintegrate and it's really interesting. So a lot of fun. So
also another great cast. I love Matt Smith, Olivia Cook. I've always enjoyed. I think who plays the main girl, Emma Darcy, I think.
Yeah,
but just another phenomenal cast.
Yeah, no. So there's great TV on right now. There's great comic book stuff on right now. So, I mean, those are all the things we wanted to talk about, and we're under 10 o'clock here.
Look at that. See what happens when you put me in charge? We finish on time, if not early. Prompt.
I love it.
No, it's good. We got a lot of I'm just gonna do a quick little recap here. We got
do a little recap.
I'll start with ours because we're gonna be talking about it more over the next month. Boom. July 27th, Comic Book Fest. We got comics, we got cards, we got clothing, we got cookies, we got games, we got toys, we got it all. It's free parking, great food. There's a bar. Come hang out, play some awesome lawn games. And yeah, you're going to hear us talking about this a lot for the next month, so I'll stop. But yeah, July 27th. But even sooner is next weekend, June 30th, next Sunday. North Branford, Second Alarm's putting on this awesome show. He's got free admission, free parking. There's door prizes, a lot of awesome vendors, some setting up for the very first time. He's displaying a new collection. The store will be open with new collection, he was saying. So I can't wait. If you're in the area, it's 10 to 2. Come on by, come hang out. I'm taking the drive down to hang out, so I can't wait.
Love it. And so these are all the things that we have planned. These are all the things. And then a couple live shows. We're going to get ready for, the festival, the Fox and Bazaar, and then it's Terrificon. Yeah. Oh, look at Louie. Good to see Louie, my friends from Ages Comics of Alaska. Cover Price, you guys, has been awesome. In the absence of TiVo, I want to give a shout out to Laura from Bird City Comics, Discovery Bay Comics. I want to give a shout out to Marty, Comic Book Fanatics. I want to give a shout out to Gabe Loves 90s Comics. I want to give a shout out to Dark Side Jedi, and especially Cover Price for keeping the Cover Price top 10 and the Shakers going. It's been a lot of fun, and we do it in memory of our good friend TiVo, who would want us to be doing this. So
they're doing a great job over there, and I believe someone was on it the other day, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, you know what? I jumped on the Shakers, and it was me and Louie, and then we had Marty, and JB had the most hair on the channel, so it was 3 bald brothers, you know so well. So anyway, just watch those videos, you guys. It's a lot of fun. This has been a great way to bring the community together. And thank you very much for spending your Friday night with us. So anything else, Chin?
No, hopefully we'll see a bunch of people next weekend and on July 27th, and pricey, and then if not next week, the week after, maybe we'll do a little. You can see a lot of fun shows popping up between getting ready for.
So if you need a little bit more YouTube, Ages is going live tomorrow night. Usually they're the Spine Ticks warmer.
There you go. Yeah, you get Spine Ticks every Saturday night right there.
Yep, and then Ages has been going on before, and it's been great to have them involved, and especially last night. You know, we were talking about last night, and I wanted to talk about Second Alarm Comics. And I'm sorry, I'm trying to wrap this up, but all the Berserker variants. Oh my God. You know, as far as what they had to get and everything. So I'm curious to see, what Louis had to get back in the day. So we'll talk about that later. Okay. So, but anyway, just topics for another day. So on behalf of 3 Men in a Basement, we're going to wrap it up. Chin, thank you very much. You did a great job tonight. We're going to double your pay.
Cool. No, it's always fun. I always love coming on here. It's great. It's awesome having Second Alarm. Awesome events. I can't wait. So I will see you guys soon.
Yep. All right, you guys. So comment, share, like all our videos. We'll be back pretty soon. Follow along 3 Men in a Basement. We've got lots of things planned. So on behalf of Roger Levesque, Dave in the Cave, Dave the Brother, Chinmo, everybody else that helps us out. I am Otto. We are Chinmo. This has been 3 Men in a Basement, and we are out. Peace.
Good night, Canada.
All right.